Oklahoma City Thunder preseason action versus the New Zealand Breakers. Get to see Chris Paul in that weird white OKC uniform. Still trying to get used to that. Early on, CP3 gets the lay in to go. Now Steven Adams goes coast to coast. That's a big guy going coast to coast and one. Now more Chris Paul willing and dealing. Still a little left in that tank. Hall of Famer the B drills the jumper. Now Chris Paul finding Steven Adams gonna get a heavy dose of CP3 and Steven Adams this year around with this team. Now Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, remember he came over from the Clippers in that crazy Paul George trade. He drills the lay-in. And now Hamidou Diallo, dunk champ, doing what he does best, dunking it home. Thunder win by a lot. Yeah, I think the Oklahoma City Thunder, their plan is pretty much to play Chris Paul as much as they can this season. Try to prove that Chris Paul is still a top 5 point guard in the league because he is aging. Try to convince a team that's contending that this is the piece that gets them over the hump. I don't know. Maybe if a team loses their point guard, I never count out the Lakers in this conversation. If they got Rondo and it's not working out between Rondo and Bron at some point this season, I wouldn't rule that out. I think the Thunder just want to prove that Chris Paul is still a top-of-the-line caliber point guard. And I think their record will be better than what a lot of people expect. Now, will they make the playoffs? I'm not sure. Maybe an 8 seed, could be a little worse than that. Because down the stretch, I mean, if they're playing the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard can single-handedly take Chris Paul out of a game. And you don't really got to worry about anybody else unless Shai Gilgeous-Alexander continues to grow and makes a crazy leap in this year for the Thunder. But I just think this is a rebuild year for the Thunder. Like the next few years are going to be rebuild years. They got a crazy amount of draft picks. They want more for CP3. And I think this is just a time frame to see what his value still is. He doesn't want to be in Oklahoma City. The Thunder would rather have moved off him. Miami couldn't get a deal done. There's just not a lot of suitors right now because in large part everybody is healthy going into the season. I thought maybe the Indiana Pacers would have made a play at CP3. They're out without Victor Oladipo until probably the end of the year, but they're moving with some of their guys they signed in free agency. There's not a lot of suitors for CP3. Right now, that's the future of this franchise. Rebuild, rebuild, and rebuild. You into sports, we got you. NFL news, I got you. NBA news, NBA highlights, NBA full coverage, feature stories, all that great stuff, I got you. We even got a little bit of Madden and 2K mixed in. Subscribe to this platform, and I got you. More quality content on the way. Subscribe.